Hello, I'm Peter Bergman. This is my official YouTube channel. I'll be updating you with the latest news, so please subscribe to my channel.
Welcome back to our channel, you guys. Today is Tuesday, supposedly beautiful day, but honestly the vibe is completely shattered right now and I am barely holding it together to bring you this update. Grab your coffee, take a seat, and brace yourselves because we have to talk about the absolute madness that just dropped. Let's get right into the drama. Well, whatever happens, happens, right everyone? Nope. No. I refuse to accept that because what I am looking at right now is literally tearing my soul into a million pieces. Seriously, someone check my pulse because I am actually spiraling. I am sitting here in the dead of night. The screen is glowing. My coffee is ice cold and I am literally vibrating with rage and heartbreak. Look, I am fully prepared to be canceled for this, but I literally have to say it. They are crossing a line that you just do not cross. We are talking about the matriarch, the absolute undisputed queen of Genoa City, and the disrespect is dead ass, making me want to throw my monitor out the window. Basically, my brain is visibly struggling to load the truth in real time. I am paralyzed. Wait, is it just me? Am I the only one who feels like the writers just walked into our living rooms and slapped us across the face? No cap, this is the most unhinged, devastating plot twist I have witnessed in my entire life as a Day One loyalist. The sheer audacity of this storyline is making me physically ill. Anyway, let's rewind for a second because we all knew Victor handing Chancellor over to Lily Winters was going to cause some friction. Nick literally called it. Nick was standing right there at the Newman Ranch dealing with Victor's bizarre hostage situation with Matt, looking his father in the eye and warning him that this corporate musical chairs was going to deeply, fundamentally hurt Nikki. But did Victor listen? Of course not. Victor Newman only listens to the sound of his own massive ego. Look, I get that Victor is a ruthless businessman, and I usually live for his savage boardroom takeovers, but this was personal. Nikki's identity, her pride, her entire legacy was tied up in that company, and Victor just ripped it away and handed it to Lily like it was a participation trophy. No cap, the sheer audacity of Victor to prioritize his twisted power games over his own wife's mental and emotional well-being is sickening. Seriously, the emotional whiplash of watching Lily celebrate her massive victory with Kane at Society, basking in the glow of her new CEO status, while Nikki is quietly suffocating under the weight of her husband's betrayal is too much to bear. Look, we all knew Nikki was fragile, but I did not see this coming. I thought we were getting a classic Nikki Newman revenge arc. I thought she was going to march into Victor's office, slam her perfectly manicured hands on his desk, and declare absolute war. But no, instead the unthinkable happens. The stress, the heartbreak, the sheer toxic weight of Victor's relentless machinations finally break her. Nikki falls into a coma, a deep, unresponsive coma. I am dead-ass staring at the screen screaming because this cannot be real. Wait, is it just me or did the air just get sucked out of the room? How do you take Melody Thomas Scott, an absolute goddess, a titan of daytime television, and put her in a hospital bed hooked up to a million machines? Basically, my heart stopped when I saw the news. The visual of Nikki Newman, the woman who has survived cults, alcoholism, murder charges, and decades of Victor's nonsense, just lying there, totally unresponsive. It hits different. It hits so unbelievably hard that I am physically nauseous. I am literally hyperventilating trying to process this. Seriously, picture the hospital scene right now because it is burned into my retinas and I need you all to suffer with me. The stark, sterile, blinding lights of Genoa City Memorial Hospital glaring down on her. The rhythmic, agonizing beep of the heart monitor echoing through the dead silent room. It is suffocating. The writers are dead-ass torturing us with this imagery. Look, I need you all to understand the gravity of this situation. The doctors are frantically running tests. The nurses are whispering in the hallways with pity in their eyes, and the diagnosis is the most terrifying thing a fan could ever hear. She is not waking up. She is in a deep coma, and she is never waking up. I am sorry. What? You cannot just drop a bomb like never waking up and expect me to go about my day. Actually, wait, maybe it's a misdirection. Maybe she will wake up tomorrow. No, the spoilers are crystal clear. The prognosis is grim, and the finality of those words is shattering my sanity. Sorry, I'm getting a bit off track. My emotions are just everywhere right now. Okay, anyway, let's get back to the point. The point is, Nikki is trapped in the dark, and her family is left to pick up the pieces of a bomb that Victor Newman detonated. Look, if you thought I was spiraling over Nikki, just wait until we talk about Victoria. Victoria Newman has entered the chat, and she is out for blood. No cap. When Victoria walks into that hospital room and sees her mother hooked up to life support, something inside her fundamentally snaps. You can literally see the exact moment the crippling grief mutates into pure, unadulterated, lethal rage. Basically, Victoria transforms into the most terrifying version of herself. She becomes Victor, but with a righteous, furious vengeance fueled by a daughter's broken heart. Seriously, the way she corners the head doctor, it is absolute cinema. It is perfection. She doesn't just ask for an update. She issues a chilling, bone-rattling warning. She looks that highly trained medical professional dead in the eye and lets him know that if he doesn't pull off a miracle, there will be hell to pay. Wait, is it just me, or was that the most boss move Victoria's made in a decade? She is dead-ass putting the entire medical establishment of Genoa City on notice. Anyway, we have to unpack this warning because it is low-key the greatest piece of dialogue I have ever witnessed on this network. Victoria is not crying. She is not begging. She is commanding the universe to bend to her absolute will. She tells the doctor in no uncertain terms that never waking up is not an acceptable medical opinion when it comes to the Newman family. Seriously, she practically threatens to buy the hospital, fire the entire board of directors, and bring in specialists from Mars if she has to. Look, I am fully aware that doctors cannot magically cure comas, but Victoria does not care about science right now. She cares about survival. The intensity radiating off her is palpable. I am low-key terrified of her right now, and I am sitting behind a screen hundreds of miles away. She is fiercely protective, and in that moment, she is channeling every ounce of trauma she has ever experienced into saving her mother. No cap. If that doctor knows what is good for him, he will invent a brand new medical procedure by midnight because Victoria Newman is not playing games. Period. Look, while this absolute tragedy is unfolding at the hospital, let's talk about the sheer audacity of the rest of Genoa City just going about their trivial lives. I am losing my mind over the contrast. Noah Newman is out here generating massive online buzz for the grand reopening of his nightclub, The Shadow Room. Audra Charles is plotting to attend, and Holden is warning her about starting drama with Sienna Bacall. Phyllis is crying at society because Daniel rejected her, and Sharon is giving her pep talks at the coffee house. Who cares? Seriously, who dead-ass cares about a nightclub opening or Phyllis playing the victim when Nikki Newman is dying? The juxtaposition is making me insane. I am watching these people sip coffee at Crimson Lights while the matriarch of the show is on life support. Basically, I want Victoria to march out of that hospital, walk into the shadow room, and shut the entire city down. No cap. The disrespect of the universe continuing to spin while Nikki is in a coma is sending me over the edge. Look, I know I am hyping up Victoria's badassery, but deep down I am terrified. What if the doctor is right? What if she actually never wakes up? Oh my God, I cannot even type those words without tearing up. Wait, they wouldn't do this, right? They wouldn't just end Nikki's story like this. It has to be a sweep stunt. It has to be. But then again, the show has been taking massive dark swings lately. What if this is really it? No, that's impossible. They can't kill her off. Actually, maybe they are. No, they can't. I am literally contradicting myself every 5 seconds because my brain is malfunctioning. Seriously, if they let Nikki Newman die in a hospital bed because of a corporate dispute over Chancellor, I will riot. I will organize a march. I will dead-ass stand outside the CBS studios with a megaphone. You do not treat an icon like garbage. You do not reduce a legend to a permanent vegetative state just to give Lily Winters a storyline. Sorry, I love Lily, I really do, and I'm glad she's happy with Kane, but Nikki is god-tier. Anyway, let's pivot back to the men who caused this absolute catastrophe. Nick Newman is going to lose his mind. He literally warned Victor. He told him this Chancellor deal was going to break Nikki, and now his worst nightmare has come true. Seriously, The confrontation between Nick and Victor in the hospital waiting room is going to be apocalyptic. Nick is going to blame Victor for every single tube and wire keeping his mother alive. And Victor is going to stand there projecting strength, maybe taking a break from torturing Matt at the ranch, but internally he has to be crumbling. He has to know that his ruthless obsession with control, his need to play God with companies, is exactly what pushed his wife over the edge. Look, Victor always thinks he is the smartest guy in the room, but no cap, his hubris just cost him the love of his life. How do you come back from that? How do you look at your daughter who is currently threatening doctors and your son who is staring at you with pure hatred and justify your actions? You can't. You absolutely cannot. Basically, this entire storyline is a masterclass in emotional devastation, and I am not okay. I am recording this digital manifesto because if I don't get this out, I will literally combust. We are long-term mutuals here, guys. We have survived the craziest plots together, but this is a high-stakes brain dump for the true believers. Nikki Newman is the beating heart of the young and the restless. Her romance with Victor, her battles with her demons, her fierce love for Victoria and Nick, she is the blueprint. To see her reduced to a silent, motionless figure in a bed while her family fractures around her is a tragedy of Shakespearean proportions. Wait, is it just me, or does this feel like the end of an era? The screen is glowing, my room is dark, and I am just sitting here mourning a fictional character like she is my own family. That is the power of this show, but it is also why I am so unbelievably angry. They better have a master plan. They better have a miracle waiting in the wings, because I am not ready to say goodbye. Look, I am wrapping this up before I completely lose my voice from screaming at my monitor. Victoria, honey, you keep threatening those doctors. You do whatever it takes to bring our queen back. Victor, you better get on your knees and pray for forgiveness, because you are dead-ass the villain of this story right now. And to the writers, if you are listening, fix this. Do not let this coma be the end. We need Nikki Newman. Genoa City needs Nikki Newman. Anyway, I am going to go stare at a wall and try to process this magnificent catastrophe. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Tell me I am not crazy. And someone, please, for the love of everything holy, tell me Nikki is going to open her eyes. Period.
Thank you for watching my video. I will be updating regularly with the latest news, so please remember to subscribe to my channel to support me.